going to be installing a top-mounted cat damper. When you are getting ready to send the cable down, sometimes when they ship it, they don't actually attach the cable ahead of time to the actual cat damper itself. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure that it's clipped on and nice and secure. Sometimes when they ship it, they're two completely separate pieces, but it's essentially just like a little fishing hook clip that goes over the cable and then locks into place. You also want to make sure that it's not tied up or caught in a knot, and that it's, because otherwise they go to pull it, it may work fine 3 or 4 times, and then all of a sudden it unknots itself, and then they have extra slack on the line and their damper is no longer functional. Now, when you're uncoiling the cable itself, you want to start by taking off the tape on the end that's closest to where the actual cut piece of wire is. And you want to go ahead and take that piece of tape off, start sending a little bit of cable down, just the first 4 or 5 inches till you get to the next tape line. Go ahead and take that piece of tape off, but don't let go of the cable. You want to keep holding on to the roll of cable here and just slowly feed lap or loop by loop down, because otherwise if you send it all down at once or you just let go of it, everything's going to uncoil and it's basically going to explode and knot up all over the right hand side of the firebox, with the L of it basically upside down.
If the top of the L is up, this is meant to be installed on the right wall of the firebox. If installing on the left wall, it must be down like this.
And when you mount it, you're going to drill in to the actual brick. Make sure you aren't drilling into the mortar joints itself. And drilling in, you're going to use a 1/4 inch masonry drill bit. Make a hole in your firebox first. And make sure that your hammer set, one of these guys here, is going to be able to actually go all the way into the firebox, or to the hole that you drilled in. So then we'll put that one in there. And then we will go ahead and make a second hole. And put the second hammer set in there, and just as the name implies, you tap it down, make sure it goes all the way in so the head of that hammer set is flush, and then you can attach your handle there. So you just take your cable, you feed it through this little hole here. It'll come out the other side, just like this. And then you just tighten it with this little Allen wrench here. Now, when you're figuring out where to mount your bracket to inside the firebox, try and test the cable length with the actual bracket itself to make sure that the handle here is not going to hit the floor of the firebox. And so you usually want to go roughly 12 to 14 inches up the side of the firebox wall before you mount your bracket there. And then after you go ahead and tighten the cable down, you'll snip off and leave roughly about 1 inch of cable as excess there. And then you can just mount the handle in place through the bracket. Give it a couple test pulls, make sure you hear that clunk sound when you go to close it. Up is where you want the smoke to go, down is where you want your heating bill. And that's how you mount a top-mounted damper cap. Thank you.